Another edition. I'm Carrie Fitzsimmons.
And I'm Lacey Wilson.
And we are so glad you're here with us tonight. We have a special guest with us, Karen Deck from the Melon Patch. She's going to be with us in just a little bit, so call us with your questions for her. And we're going to be talking about what would you like to do? If you could do anything, whether it be career or hobby-wise, what would you do?
I think our guest is a good example of that.
I think so too.
Somebody who's followed her dreams, and so we're thrilled to have her. If you don't know, we have a Facebook page, so if you want to go on there and find us, you can actually answer our questions that we ask you, and we'll read them live on the air.
Yes, our Facebook page is very new. We have 9 people who like us.
We'd like some more by the end of the hour.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. So, news-wise, I was watching NBC last night and was sad to hear that Steve Jobs passed away.
I was too, and you know what was so remarkable, and I think President Obama referenced this today, most people learned of his death on the device that he created.
Yeah.
So I think that speaks volumes to the contributions he's made. And everywhere you go, you see an Apple iPhone, a computer.
I have an iPhone.
I have an iPod. So it's just, but his quotes are very inspirational too. So if you're not familiar with some of the speeches he's made at graduations, go online and check those out.
Yeah, they were reading some on the Today Show, and I was blown away. I never really saw him as a motivational speaker until they were reading some of his quotes.
I liked the one where he said, it's people are a little hesitant of the crazies. I think I'm paraphrasing, but that they're usually the ones who are crazy enough to follow their dreams and change the world, and they're the ones that end up doing that.
Right, and he was a college dropout.
He was, and I think they actually started Apple, I read, in a garage, maybe in California in the 1970s.
Sounds right.
So just to think of what it has become is just a testament to what you can do when you put your mind to something.
Absolutely. So if you could do anything, what would you do?
Anything in the world.
Anything.
I don't know. I've always wanted to own my own business, and I've kind of dabbled. I have my online Etsy shop, but I don't know. I have that entrepreneurial mind, but I haven't really applied it to anything yet. What about you?
Well, I don't know. I look back and think about times in college and in high school where I wanted to try out for things and I didn't. So sometimes I think about that, or like I took piano lessons and stopped, or
I didn't stick with it.
I didn't stick with it. So I look back sometimes and think, what would happen if I had followed through with that?
So what about wild and crazy things like bungee jumping? Would
I
you
would
ever do anything like that?
I would love
hang
to.
glide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see those people doing that up on the mountain, and it would be beautiful this time of year.
It would be.
I don't know.
I think you could do it.
I'm afraid of heights.
Oh, but then once you're gonna go down.
True.
Yeah. So what about you? Crazy things.
I don't know. I think I might actually parachute before I would hang glide. I know
Really?
that sounds weird. Yeah.
Because what if your parachute didn't open?
Well,
Would it not be
I would
good?
find out, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. It would be, but anyway, if you're, let us know what you think, what you would like to do, or maybe what you've always wanted to do, but you've kind of held back on, and the reasons why. A lot of times it's just out of the fear of trying. So,
like Steve Jobs said, but you never know until you try.
You never know. That is true.
Okay, so we were talking before the show. There's these new Facebook groups, and Facebook's reformatted everything, of course, but online yard sales.
I did see that. It's interesting. It's almost kind of like Craigslist or the classified ads in the newspaper, but it's all within Facebook. They have some for Chickamauga, some for
There's
Lafayette.
one Lafayette.
I don't know if there's one for Rossville or not.
I'm not sure.
You can go on there and people will actually post photos of what they're trying to sell, and then you can contact them directly. So
it's a neat idea. It's like, especially by community. There's a lot of baby stuff on here and clothes, that type of thing.
So you can go to Facebook and just search Chickamauga Online Yard Sale.
Or Lafayette Online Yard Sale, I believe.
We actually had a yard sale a couple of weeks ago at my house in Chickamauga, and we put it on Craigslist, and you would not believe how many people showed up saying that they saw it on Craigslist. So, and they were there at 6:30 in the morning.
Wow.
I do not yard sale that early. We were trying to take our junk outside, and they were already there. So anyway, but it was fun. It was nice.
I maybe shouldn't, but ever since that guy, the Craigslist killer, I always think bad things about Craigslist.
Yeah, I don't think you can help but think about that. But
yeah.
I don't know. I guess it depends on what you're posting.
I guess so too. And I guess you never want to go alone to meet a buyer or seller.
No. Always try to meet somebody in a public place. You know, if you do go online to sell something, just, you know, meet them in the parking lot at Walmart or something. Don't give them any personal information. Just keep yourself safe.
Absolutely. But it is a noble idea if you don't have time to sit out with your stuff. Because I love yard sales just as much as the next person, but it is hard to sit out there all day.
Right. Well, even just posting what you're going to sell at your yard sale is helpful, because there are certain people who, you know, only go for baby clothes, who only look for furniture. So you never know.
We got our first comment on our Facebook page.
Well, good.
It's from Elaine. She says if she could do anything in the world, she would love to go in a rocket ship to outer space. It would be cool to be totally weightless. And she said it's great to see us on the air. Thanks, Elaine.
Yeah, thank you. That was our first comment. She should win a prize.
She should. She should. We actually have a giveaway.
Now I feel like my answer was kind of dull. She wants to go into outer space.
I know.
That's a pretty good
That
answer.
is. And probably within the next couple of years, she might be able to.
Who knows?
With the way technology's changing. But that would be good. And then we had another commenter. He said he would be an astronaut if he could do anything in the world. And that was from Matt. And we actually do have some guys that are watching Gurl Friendz. And tell them about our saying.
We wanted to make some shirts that said "Real Men Watch Gurl Friendz," because we actually have. I saw a gentleman the other day, and I was telling him about the show, and he said, I'm going to have to watch that. And I said, well, it's called Gurl Friendz, you know. I just wanted to let him know it was, you know, going to be mainly women topics, you know. And he said, oh, I don't care, I'll watch it. So.
And then Tiffany says that she loves Karen. So we have a Karen fan on here, too.
I think we have a fan base watching tonight, maybe down at the restaurant.
Yes. Hi, Melon Patch. Good to see
Thanks
you guys.
for tuning in.
Yeah, well, we're going to take our first commercial break, and then we're going to come back and talk to Karen for a little bit. Okay, and now we're going to talk to you a little bit about Bethel University. Busy adults with little or no previous college experience and no time to attend traditional classes can now take advantage of Bethel University's College Start program from the comfort of their own homes. Bethel's bachelor's degree program in organizational leadership is backed by a university with more than 150 years of academic heritage. The coursework is designed to allow students to focus on one class at a time for 5 weeks before moving on to the next class. Students can create their own schedule for logging in to complete the work, and there are no group projects. Students can finish their coursework at 2 in the morning or at 8 at night if that's when their busy schedule permits. Those with no previous college experience who have a GED, a high school diploma, or fewer than 30 hours of coursework can expect to complete their degree online in about half the time of traditional programs. For more information about Bethel University's new online College Start program, call 1-877-4-BETHEL. The next College Start online cohort starts October 29th. And I think we have a quick giveaway before we bring Karen on. We're going to give away one Zumba.
Oh, one Zumba. Okay, if you saw us a couple of weeks ago, you saw us trying Zumba. It was my very first time.
You did great, though.
Oh,
you
Carrie.
did. I was trying to hide behind Mary.
Well, the good thing is, Carrie's advertised so she could kind of sneak in behind the crowd. I was full-fledged, middle of the back row.
But you did great.
Oh,
People at the Zumba class told me when I went last. They
were
said,
being
tell her
nice.
to come back. She did a great job.
I would come back. It was a really good workout, and it was, $4 a class if you're not a member of Curves, and you don't have to be a member to take the Zumba classes, and they offer a variety of hours. So we're going to give away one free pass to try out Zumba at the Curves in Chickamauga, and we'll take the first caller.
Yeah, call us.
866-7712 or 866-7646. So,
And the cool thing is, Mary is located right beside the melon patch. So once you go and you work out, you can go to the melon
work
patch.
up an appetite.
Yes, and if you're trying to watch what you eat, Melon Patch has some really good salads too. So you don't have to worry about your figure. Well, while we're waiting on the first caller, we'll go ahead and bring on Karen. Karen, we're so glad to have you tonight.
Thanks. It's good to be here.
Thank you for coming. And you said you just came straight from the kitchen, right?
Exactly. We had a busy day today. We're really blessed with a good crowd, so I try to chip in and do work, with the employees and pitch in. So it's a good feeling.
And Thursday is spaghetti night, right?
Exactly. Spaghetti and lasagna.
Really? Okay. I knew you guys were super busy usually on Sunday afternoons. What are your other busy days?
Friday's a big day with our fried catfish fillets, and we have chicken and dressing and meatloaf. Saturdays are a big day with the roast beef. Mondays we do like a homemade vegetable soup, and Tuesdays is chicken and dumpling day. And
of course, my favorite.
And we're closed on Wednesdays.
And also on Saturdays, I've had your chicken casserole before. That's good.
That's probably a big seller as well. We try to do traditional dishes. Fried chicken livers is a big push on Saturdays as well. We just try to accommodate old-fashioned kind of cooking and go back to kind of the older ways, and that's a big reception.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I said I don't think I've ever had anything I didn't like there. Everything's so good, and the desserts too.
Yes.
Well, we're very fortunate. My husband is very familiar with the produce business, so we're able to get fresh fruits and vegetables. And my cooks are amazing. They cook the old-fashioned kind of way, and it makes a good blend of a good meal.
Speaking of produce, I noticed, and I stopped by there for the first time, and I think your husband spotted me a penny, so tell him thank you. I didn't have much cash on me, but you do have a produce stand. Do you still do now that we're getting into the colder months, or what do you have out available?
Mainly he does that during season times because of the availability and the cost. And when you get out of season, you have to be really careful because a lot of your produce comes from Honduras and different places of the world that you really don't know the regulations and their standards. So we just kind of keep it safe for our customers. And so right now it's not a good time. Maybe back in the spring when it starts back up. Strawberries will be really popular come mid-February.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize they were.
They're
that
an earlier
early.
crop,
Okay.
February into March. I always target Valentine's Day, and that's a good key.
So how'd you get your start?
Well, actually, I've always worked in the insurance business for numerous years, and I had my children, and my husband is very famous for being an entrepreneur and starting numerous businesses. And through college and high school, I'd always worked at restaurants. So when my children were smaller, my husband started the business, and I tagged with a lady named Barbara Broom. She was the main cook at the time, and she had just various experience with restaurants, and we just kind of come together and made a plan, and I left my corporate job to have more time with my children, and it's been a blessing.
I love that. It's just, you have your dream and you go for it. Now, you're actually running the show pretty much.
Yeah, my husband works another job. I run the show, but I have to give all the credit to the employees. I mean, it's a teamwork effort, and a lot of gratitude. And the customers, some of the customers are like my best friends, and they stay and help and work, and it's just a family environment.
It really is. Even as a customer going down there, I feel that way. I feel very welcome and at home every time I go to the melon patch. I really do. Your staff is friendly, and you always say hey, and I see you hugging some of the customers. It really feels like a family environment.
You know, they need me as much as I need them. I mean, it's just a win-win situation. And, you know, we're going into such a different era, and people get away from the good customer service and recognition. You know, people that do business with me, they use their hard-earned money, you know, and they choose to do business, and they should be respected and thanked, you know, for what they do. So it just works out really good.
Very well said. Now, you know, I come from a marketing background, so I'm interested to know where the melon theme came from. I love that. And you walk into the restaurant and all the decorations kind of have this watermelon theme going on. So how did you come up with that name?
Well, years ago, my husband had a company called the Watermelon Company because he mainly did produce in downtown Chickamauga, and it just kind of stemmed from that. And he had an idea that having a restaurant where you can get a slice of melon and slice of fruit, because there's a lot of people, if you're by yourself or just have a companion, you don't want to buy the whole melon and have to slice it and find a place in your fridge. So it was just the concept that to come together to have a plate and really push the melons, the fresh melons. So that's kind of, he come up with the idea at the melon patch.
So can you tell us a little bit about, as a woman in business, some of the challenges that you've faced?
Well, I guess, you know, there's challenges everywhere. We're still in a traditional area, being in the South, and there's more men entrepreneurs than women. So maybe some of the challenges would be not recognized as the owner. Lots of times, which I don't always dress as the owner, as some people say, because I wear a uniform. That, you know, is kind of an issue. But mainly probably the recognition that, you know, being the owner and being a woman, I mean, it's not a bad thing. There's just not that many women in the restaurant business, I think. So
that's very, very interesting, because all the years that I had come there, I've always seen you, and you're right in the middle of it, and you're getting your hands dirty just like everybody else. So I think it's great what you're doing. What's one thing that you've always wanted to do, or you've always wanted to try? We were talking about, you know, things that you sometimes hold back from. If you could do anything, what would it be?
Well, I don't have nerves of steel, and I don't really care about doing anything, you know, like bungee jumping or anything outrageous.
Crazy.
I think making a true difference in someone's life probably is the most fulfilling thing that I ever get. You know, and helping others, just seeing a smile or helping someone individually that might need that extra push is kind of what I like to do. I always wanted to go into special education or help needy children, you know, but I didn't kind of go that way. I was kind of single and went through college kind of like yourself, so I didn't do that exactly, but you know, I guess that would be the only thing of fulfillment that I would like to do.
Well, and you do that too. I know your restaurant, you have fundraisers every now and then. You host dinners for worthy causes. So I think you're definitely able to achieve both of your goals at once, and you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. Yes.
I think so too. And we have our first caller. Hello.
Hello. I just want to say that I am a customer there at Melon Patch. Love going down there. Love the delicious food that we get. I got a couple of questions for Karen. I would like to know if she uses her home family recipes, maybe that have been passed down from generation to generation. And then my next question would be, what kind of advice does she give maybe a young woman that's probably in their 20s to seek after something that they have as a heart's desire, maybe some type of business they would like to start?
Thank
I'm
you.
going to hang up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good question.
Well, our recipes mainly come from the individual ladies, and they're older. I don't want to label age. We do bring comments and suggestions, even the servers. I'll let everyone bring to the table what they would like. I think that's pretty funny you ask. Someone mentioned that we have dump cooks. Let me explain what a dump cook is. They kind of dump what they want and the amounts kind of together, so they don't go by standard recipes.
Okay, like a pinch of this, a pinch of that. Okay.
I mean, that messes up with consistency sometimes because we have two main cooks and people usually like to come on certain days. But we just take input from other customers as well as the staff on all of our recipes. An example today, we ran like a hamburger steak with mushroom gravy plate just because years ago when I worked at Western Sizzling in Fort Oglethorpe, that was the best seller. So we're able to manipulate our menu because we do an insert daily. But the recipes, I just kind of let the ladies and who do the main preparation kind of make the decisions there. On your dream about starting a business, you know, the Lord has a plan for each individual. And if you put your heart and soul into something and you try exceptionally hard, that's what each individual needs to do. A good piece of advice I once had was, it's not how you fall, but how you pick yourself back up and continue on. And I have failed many times on things, you know, but you learn and you just continue to go on. And for women and diversity crowds, there's so many loans and things that the government are issuing to give them an opportunity to try and start their own business. So I just would say follow your heart and, you know, go by the plan.
That's great advice.
Good words to live by. I know it's got to be tough every now and then, and you probably eat, sleep, and breathe, you know, at the melon patch. So to just kind of keep the motivation to keep going, and I'm sure your customers make it worthwhile too.
They do. You know, even if certain customers don't come in, we call their homes looking for them.
Oh.
There's a lady in the hospital right now that we've just been so concerned about. Our manager led a word of prayer the other night in the restaurant because, you know, when you see these people 4 to 5 times a week, you probably see them more than their own family sees them. So, you know, it's just a broad-based family, and we look for new family members. We don't treat anybody differently. We want to treat them all the same and let them think that's like a second home to them.
Yes. Now, have you ever had a customer come in from far away, from out of town?
Yeah, we've had several on the California group. That's usually when my T-shirt selection gets depleted because they love on our T-shirts, especially when it says Chickamauga, Georgia on the bottom of the logo. And usually when they come, they'll send us a letter back on how much they enjoyed the visit, and then they'll try when they come back and return to visit us again.
That's really sweet. I remember a couple years ago, my cousin came in from Dallas, and he loved it. He loved the melon patch. He said he wished he could take it back with him. So I know that you visitors probably love it just as much as the locals do. And speaking of family, you talked about customers being a type of family. Tell us a little bit about your children.
Okay, I have a son, Jacob. He is 10 years old, and then I have a little girl named Carly who is 8 years old.
And I see them in there a lot.
They do. I mean, my son likes to pitch in, and my daughter likes to work the cash register. And, you know, at first I was concerned to balance being a mother and a wife and trying to run a business. But it's just all blended in well together and letting them be a part of it. And I want to implement and show them that hard work is a good thing to have in life. So I hope I can present that example.
And I'm sure there are a lot of women out there who are moms, wives, and business women, you know, whether that be they work for corporate or own their own business, and they're probably struggling with the same thing. How do I balance it all without, you know, what advice would you give them?
It's hard. Well, it's just hard to say. Every individual is different because shifts are different or when you work. But if you're doing all you can do and you're working hard to provide for your family, you might miss a few field trips or miss this and that, but just make the time you have with your children important, and it'll all work out for itself. But in today's time, there are so many women having to work. There's not even a choice.
I'm sorry I had to get up and step away. I've had a coughing fit. And speaking of recipes, I was wondering if you knew, or maybe anybody who was watching knew, I'm having some, I guess, sinus trouble. The ragweed is out, but any good homemade recipes for getting rid of all of, I don't know.
She's got soup.
Soup would be good. Soup would feel good right about now. And it's starting to get cooler, too, so that would be nice. Somebody told me the other day to try vinegar and water and honey. And
if you can stand it.
Yeah, I think I'll just stick to cough drops. I don't know. Well, I think it's interesting the viewpoint that you bring because, like myself, I'm 28 years old and I want to work, but I also want to have time for my family. And I think you're a good example of somebody who can do both and you can do it well.
Well, I don't know about, I try really hard. I have family members that help and my husband help and we just work together. It's really good. But I am fortunate that having your own business, you can kind of delegate your schedule to what you can do and what you can't do. I mean, and of course, I want to be at the restaurant at the heaviest volumes, so that's mainly night times. So I do miss out on a lot of things. But, as a child, I remember my dad working a lot, and to see how, your parents provide and what they teach you is essential as well.
And I know you're very well respected in the community. I've seen you out before, outside of the restaurant, and how you're just so genuine with everyone you meet. It speaks volumes about your character. I have a lot of respect for you.
How do you, I know you said you have a great staff. When it comes to adding new staff members, since you are such a tight-knit family, what do you look for in somebody, and how do you make sure that they're going to mesh well with the current staff?
Well, that's true. A lot of people come in and put in application. I have staff that never leave me. It's funny because people will come in that haven't been there in a year and the same crew is there. The ones that do leave, I do encourage. Like a few young girls finished their college education and had an opportunity to move on to their specific field. But, what I look for is usually personality. I let them do the majority of the talking. I look at their work ethic and their prior work history. What training they've had that will kind of accommodate me and the restaurant needs, because sometimes people just want a job to have a job. I want someone to have heart and soul and want to work together as a team. So experience relies heavily as well.
So being the owner of the Melon Patch, you have to have a favorite Melon Patch dish. What is yours?
Well, seasonally, right now, it would have to be the sweet potato pie, because the yams, or the sweet potatoes and yams, are coming in right now, and that's the peak season. But ultimately, my staff will laugh. I will always eat the beans, pinto beans, and turnip greens, and a piece of cornbread.
It's called Southern Delight, right?
I'm just a country girl. Southern Delight, yes.
How do you like your pinto beans? You put onions in them, or hot sauce, or just plain?
You put ham in them?
No, they do season them with fatback sometimes. Usually I just eat a slice of onion on the side with it, and if the tomatoes are really good in season, I like that as well.
That's good too. Now, we've talked about some, I guess, a variety of dishes, but you also have, healthy foods. If somebody's watching what they eat, you have a lot of good salads. Tell us a little bit about that.
We like having Curves next door because we have a lot of the clientele that walk over. We will try to make the chicken salad with low-fat mayonnaise, which is really a hit. You can't even really tell the difference. And we have a chicken salad cold plate, which comes with a side of fruit, or we have numerous salads. We have a side item called an orange pineapple delight. It's an orange gelatin with
That
fresh
is good.
pineapples.
That is really
It is
good.
really
Yeah, and we have that every day. So that's a good light item. Our main cook also does a lot of sugar-free desserts because I buy the Splenda by bulk. So that's a really big item as well. You know, mainly our vegetables, except maybe like our candied yams, because I know they put sugar and butter on them, are really, they're good choices as well. Like good green beans. Today we had steamed cabbage, turnip greens. You know, stay away from the starches, but you could eat a good vegetable plate and kind of be healthy as well.
I love starches, though. I swear, every time I have a vegetable plate, it's like everything is yellow.
Like your mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese.
I do, and maybe
And
toast
I
or
think
something.
in the South, we're the only place that considers macaroni and cheese a vegetable.
I
and I
do.
believe in my heart that it is. It may be pasta, but it doesn't matter.
Some cheese on it, anything's a vegetable.
Yeah, broccoli and
I don't
cheese.
know.
Yeah. Well, holiday season's coming up, and I was passing your restaurant the other day and saw the sign that you guys do catering. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we've already have a few caterings booked. Our most famous, probably bestseller dish, I won't say famous, bestseller is chicken and dressing by far. And I think our dressing is so good because our cornbread is just really good. So it makes the dressing easier to make and a better product. We have several booked already. We do caterings or pickups, whatever's convenient. And it just turns out like the Wednesday before Thanksgiving last year, we stayed open and we just had numerous pickups. And we were open last year for Thanksgiving and had a great response.
Will you be this year?
I want to say, I promised my kids I wouldn't work this Thanksgiving, but my crew want to be open and my customers have requested. So I don't know if I will be there. My husband will probably work, but the Melon Patch will be open Thanksgiving Day.
So that's convenient for the people who cook Christmas and maybe want to take Thanksgiving off. They can just come see you.
That's true. And a lot of people celebrate Thanksgiving with their families weekends prior. Also, if there's only 2 or 4 people,
Right.
The grocery store it costs a lot now to go just get a few items.
It's cheaper to go
Yeah,
out to
it
eat.
really
You
is.
almost could go out to eat and get a few plate lunches and go home.
And let's just face it, after you have turkey for so long, you're kind of sick of it.
Yeah.
You can make turkey sandwiches, and then you're like, okay, it's time to be done with the turkey.
So what about Christmas hours? Do you get a lot of caterings and pickups then? And what hours, I guess, are you open? You're probably closed Christmas
We
Eve?
close about the week of Christmas. We stay open right up to Christmas Eve, usually the day before, and we shut down that week. We do a heavy cleaning twice a year, the July 4th and then the Christmas week up into New Year's. I've tried to do a lot of caterings. I don't know if it's because Thanksgiving is so on top of Christmas that they're tired of the same kind of foods, but we've not seen that big of a response from Christmas. So our heavy push is Thanksgiving.
And it's usually crowded, too, around that time.
We went on a wait last year for Thanksgiving Day, but there's a lot of places not open, and there's a lot of people that look for a place to eat because a lot of elderly are not able to fix themselves anything, and their families live so far away that it's just a convenience. And a lot of people work as well on Thanksgiving, a lot of nurses or doctors or whatever fields, and we'd have a lot of people call in and get plates to go for that too.
I would think some local businesses would probably want to call you guys up for maybe holiday parties,
Yeah.
if they're having their Christmas parties or any kind of get-togethers. Tell us real quick what your phone number is, too.
Yeah, it's 706-375-7300, and we'll be glad to fax over. We have sheets with information. I know a lot of people aren't receptive sometimes on the telephone when you just throw a lot of information at them at one time, so we'll be glad to fax a sheet over and talk with them about accommodating them for their holiday needs.
Well, that sounds perfect. Now, you talked a little bit about how you got your start, but did you grow up around here?
Actually, I grew up in the Chattanooga Valley, Flintstone area. And I went to school there the majority up until high school, and then my twin sister and I went to Gordon Lee. So we had about 3 years of schooling in Chickamauga, so I was a little bit familiar. But I didn't get familiarized until my husband is a native of Chickamauga, and then we got married, and I moved back to Chickamauga.
How did you decide on your location?
That is an interesting question. We originally were downtown in where Los Patros is at on the square.
I remember when you were there.
And we liked being in the downtown district. It was kind of a historical, and we felt like we were really downtown Chickamauga. But we couldn't accommodate seating for wheelchairs. The bathroom was just so small that we needed to expand and have facilities for people. And we doubled our seating. We currently seat about 125 to 130. So it was just, and we have more room at our current location. And I was hesitant at first, but once we made the move, and we are directly across from the Dollar General, which is a hot spot in Chickamauga, it's worked out to be the best move we could have made.
I love it, and I actually live in Chickamauga, and the fact that we have restaurants that we can go to and not just fast food restaurants, it's very nice and very convenient. So I'm sure a lot of local people really appreciate that.
I think so too, and I think each business and restaurant in Chickamauga kind of give a little different twist, because nobody likes to eat at the same place. So, you know, there's just enough business for all of us, and hope we all do well.
Yeah, now I've been in your restaurant before, and there's a picture of a lady who used to be your cook, and I believe she's passed away now. Can you talk a little bit about her?
Yeah, her name was Barbara Broom. She was really a close friend with my husband and had been in the cooking restaurant business for years. And she just wanted to come on as a cook. And I learned so much from her, restaurant-wise, how to treat people. She had a little bit of a mean streak in her, but I was able to tame that mean streak. So we complemented each other very well. And the vast amount of knowledge and how to learn to order from food vendors and to what to look in the quality of the food, I just learned a lot, and she was so close to me. I mean, she made a huge difference and impact in my life.
So would you tell entrepreneurs now, or women who are just trying to get their start in their career, to look for a mentor?
Always be accepting to the knowledge around you, even if you don't think it's good or informative. I just feel it would be good to have the mentor, but don't be a know-it-all and think you're going to go in and do it all, because you learn things every day from everyone.
That's great advice, and I think advice that a lot of people need to hear now, because there are a lot of people who think they know it all, but I mean, even someone your own age you can learn a lot from.
You can't, even children. I mean, my daughter teaches me things every day.
She's so cute.
As a business owner, I know you probably have to wear a lot of hats. You're, the human resources person. You deal with the finances. You deal with the staff. And I guess tonight you're your own marketing and PR bandwagon too. So what is, I guess, the most challenging and also probably your favorite part of it?
Well, the finance came, it kind of comes easy because I worked in finance at the insurance companies. All areas, I think really working out with the customers and the PR on the floor is my favorite part, because it's something new every day. And you're going to hear stories, and you're going to listen to people that probably don't have anyone to talk to, and you're going to make a difference, in their lives. So, and the employees and staff working with them, they always have a story or an issue, and sometimes just helping them get through it makes you feel good, and they've helped me as well.
One thing we talked about earlier was the passing of Steve Jobs, who did so much to bring Apple and iPods and iPads to the forefront of our world. Have you guys dealt with technology in any aspect for your business? Do you have a website, or maybe do you use your personal Facebook to promote what's going on at the restaurant?
We have a small Facebook page. With my clientele, it's mainly the older crowd, and they're not technology based, so we don't do a lot.
That's kind of the beauty of it, though. The small community, the way it used to be, with stories passed down and personal relationships.
Back when you actually talk to somebody face to face,
Yes.
right, and not online. Yeah.
But we have to in a business aspect, because there's so much now where you have to make certain payments on the computer to certain people, and you almost have to kind of combine both and balance. But I've put so much time and effort, like I said, into the one-on-one personal interaction. By the end of the day, when it's time to go home and see my little boy and girl and get them ready for bed and homework and all that, I haven't. That's probably one of my weakest areas that I should concentrate more on, and I think eventually I will.
I think it's good though. Facebook is great, but the one-on-one interaction you have, and the fact that you know some of your customers by name, I mean, that speaks volumes. I think.
Yeah. Now, Karen, I have to ask you this, because sometimes I come into the Melon Patch on Saturdays, and we all know that it's football season, and the football games are going on the TVs. I'm so glad you have those on in the Melon Patch. This weekend, though, is the Georgia-Tennessee game. Do you have a preference?
Actually, my son was asked that question today by Coach Wright outside of, I guess I'll have to go with his answer. He said it's Tennessee, but my son and my husband are total Clemson fans.
Okay.
So that's about the only
It's about as close
So
as
football
maybe
schedule
they're
I
going
keep
for
up with.
Tennessee because they're orange too.
Yeah, well, I think that my son is ridiculed by so many Georgia fans at school because he wears his Clemson attire
Aw.
that he might be targeting against them.
Now, did Trey go to Clemson?
He went to Clemson.
And where did you go?
I went to Chattanooga State, and then I finished at UTC.
Great.
So I was just a local girl.
But still,
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
I was fortunate to be able to go.
That's great.
You still put in those 4 years it took. I'm
You sure
sure
did.
So.
It took a little bit longer, probably, but yes.
So, what is your proudest accomplishment?
It would have to be my children. I mean, it's just the greatest joy. I try my best to spend time with them and teach them, but when there's something that makes your heart just smile, that has to be your greatest accomplishment. And the Lord blessed me with 2 children, so I'm just so glad to be a mother.
Now you may have covered this when I was having my coffee, but what are their ages, and do you think they'll work in the restaurant, or do they work already?
I hope they don't work in the restaurant. It's okay if they do. Jacob is 10 and Carly is 8. But I want them to go in an interest that they want to go into. Sometimes children are maybe not forced, but expected to carry on what their family started. If they're proud and they want to follow with that, I will support them completely. But I want them to be able to go their direction.
I think that's great.
It's very good. Good food for thought, no pun intended.
Yes. And can we put that Melon Patch ad back up on the TV screen so people can see?
The holidays will be here before you know it. Kids will be out of school and schedules will be hectic. Don't miss out on spending time with your friends and family this holiday season. Sit back, relax, and let the Melon Patch handle all of your catering needs. Call Karen at 706-375-7300 to see what options are available and place your catering order today. Friday's special is catfish. Saturday's special is fried chicken and chicken casserole. Hours are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., Sunday, 11 a.m. until 2 p.m., and closed on Wednesday. Go see Karen at the Melon Patch.
Yeah. And I've had the sweet potato pie before.
Right.
It is good.
It's good. And they're making sweet potato casserole. The ladies are making tons of casseroles right now, so that's a good option as well.
I love sweet potato pie and also pumpkin pie.
Mm-hmm. You have that
Especially
too,
this time of
right?
year.
We do, but 5-1, the sweet potato sells over pumpkin.
Oh, really?
It does.
Okay. Huh. We have a caller.
Hi, caller. Hello?
Caller, are you there?
Hello? Oh.
And we still have the one free Zumba lesson to give away to the first caller for that. So if you're interested in trying
Hello?
Zumba, give us a call.
Try us on the other line. I don't know what's happening to that one, but... Hello? Hello?
No. Charlie's gonna
Charlie's
get
gonna
it
fix
fixed
it.
for us. Thanks, Charlie. But Carrie, I think you said if somebody was interested in maybe taking Zumba, but they didn't want to go by themselves, that you would go.
Did I
hear-
say that?
I think I heard you say that before.
Did I say that? Hello, caller.
Hello, I want to talk to you about that delicious catfish down there.
Oh,
It's better than
catfish.
any around Chattanooga anywhere. And people love catfish now. And they used to think that they had to go over on the river to Riverside and all these places to get good catfish. But let me tell you, that catfish that's down there at the Melon Patch is better than any you can get anywhere around Chattanooga. And then they have that delicious banana nut cake. And they had it today. It's 3-layer
Make me
cake
hungry.
and strictly homemade by a Paula Deen recipe. It is delicious. So I just want to tell you girls what the
thank
good
you.
food is.
Are you going to be there on Friday?
Bye-bye.
And I'm guessing you guys have tartar sauce too. Do you make that? Or?
They make that homemade. The
Oh,
girls
wow.
make the salad dressings and the tartar sauce homemade.
Oh, wow. Do they have hush puppies too
Yeah.
with the catfish? I think I'm going to have to go there Friday night.
Hello,
Some good
caller.
Hello,
Hi there.
did I miss a call?
I'm sorry.
Did I miss call?
A call.
The,
The giveaway?
uh,
No, you are our winner for Zumba. One free Zumba class. What's your name?
Emily Obrun. Emily Obrun.
Do you-
C-O-L-B-U-R-N.
Can you spell that one more time?
C-O-L-B-U-R-N.
Okay, and do you know where the station is?
Channel 3 UCTV.
Yes. Do you know where it's located?
For store.
Yeah, okay, great. We'll have this waiting on you. Do you know where Curves is located in Chickamauga? I think she hung up.
What is Melon Pat?
Oh, it's right beside the melon patch, yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Hi, caller.
Hi, is this Gurl Friendz?
Yes.
Hi, this is Chad from Rocky Face. I just want to tell you that you girls rock.
Chad from Rocky Face. That's a long drive. Thanks for tuning in.
You are most welcome. I saw the Zumba episode. It's amazing. I so want my aunt to do that sometime very soon.
You want your aunt to be on the show?
No, to do Zumba.
Oh, Zumba.
Yes.
Have you ever been to the melon patch?
No, I haven't, but it looks
Well, thank you for watching.
All right, girls. Take care. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Got some more callers tonight.
Yeah. Hi, caller.
Caller, are you there? Guess they're not there.
Hello? Nope. Guess not.
Karen, I may have already asked you this. Have you tried the Zumba?
I've peeked in over next door. I'm really going to try to get over there, but she has an absolute wonderful following. I mean, the parking lot gets full. So it looks really fun. I'm going to try next week to get over there.
They were having a ball when we were in there the other day.
Hi, caller. Can you turn your TV down? Hello? Hello? Okay. Well, you said you went to her grand opening, right? And she was
Yes.
doing Zumba outside. Yeah.
She has really built that establishment up. She's went in with a great attitude and has a great following, and she jumps in kind of like myself and is a part of the business, and that's just a huge deal.
I think that's the cool thing about Chickamauga too, is that local businesses, I mean, in the North Georgia area as a whole, they just kind of partner with each other and support one another.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
Hi, caller. Hello?
That give away the Zuba yet?
Yes, we did. We have another giveaway in just a little bit though, so keep listening.
Okay.
The Zumba's pretty popular.
It is now. You know, it's fun. They give you those little sashes to wear. I don't know what they're called. What do you call them? The belts.
Yeah, just call them the
Because they kind of jangle a little bit.
Yeah. Yes. Well, Karen, do you have any last words to offer a lady who's trying to be an entrepreneur?
Just follow your dream and work really hard. And no matter what obstacles you seem to face, realize they're just stepping stones. Don't always let it be a negative factor. Just continue on. Because if something's handed to you easy, you'll never really respect it and appreciate it. So, you know, just continue. And then if it doesn't happen for you, there might be another plan waiting on you. So just keep optimistic.
Well, thank you for being here. And before you leave, tell us again where you're located.
We're located at 2697 Johnson Road. That's right next to Curves, across the street from Dollar General.
Okay, I think we have one more caller. Go ahead. Hello? Hello? Well,
We're having fun with
we're
the
having
phone
some
lines.
issues.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Karen, thank you so
Yes,
much
thank
for
Thank
joining
you
us.
for having me.
I know you
Thank
were
you.
busy tonight at the restaurant, but we appreciate it. So go see Karen tomorrow and get some catfish, hush puppies.
Hi, caller. Go ahead.
I just wanted to tell Karen before she leaves, this is Nanette Hawkins, and how we love eating at the melon patch.
Hi, Nanette. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I cannot believe Jacob is 10 now.
I know, isn't that hard to believe?
That is unbelievable. But one of my great, great memories of the place, and I haven't seen it in a while, but is the ad with Mr. and Miss Wilson.